Hi there, sweetie. No, okay, yeah, I can look into that for you. Okay, I guess that's all I'm good for. Alright, this is what it says. This podcast contains scenes of violence, adult language, and, if we did our jobs right, disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Okay, I guess I'm gonna put myself in standby now. Hello and welcome to The Stars Aren't Alright, one-shot edition. Or should I say Season 1.5? Or should I say Season 2 negative 0.5? Or should I say that my name is Brian and I will be your keeper for this evening? Usually we would have a part where we introduce our cast. You know, we have Alex, Catherine, Tom, Leah. But fuck those guys. Those guys suck, and we hate them. Just kidding. We love them all. But I decided to put together a little surprise for them where we are going to run a one-shot as a little bit of a prelude to Season 2. The main cast does not know about it at the time of recording, so it should be a pretty fun surprise for everybody. Instead of going around and introducing the lovely and talented improvisers that I have invited to join us on this descent into madness and death, let's just jump right into the setting. So, we find ourselves in the Initium system, the A-type star giving off a bluish-purple light, surrounded by a rocky halo of asteroids. The ring makes it a dangerous one to leave one's puny gate orbiting around, so why would a ship take the risk? To get to Inexorabilis Station, INXS for short, the last independent port before you enter real meat space, or make the lawless trek back to the USC-controlled void. We fly away from this purplish sun with its asteroid halo, and in a matter of moments are 40 million kilometers away, gazing at the gas giant Alcyoneus, its orange and purple clouds swirling in a constant storm of crushing gravity. We zoom in even further to a red moon orbiting this massive gas giant, Ardere, her surface unreachable due to massive lava flows that comprises her entire visible being. Perhaps in a billion years or so, the lava will cool and life will emerge, but not yet. We leave it for now. Unless you want to wait and see what happens with the lava moon. You can do that and you can let me know how it goes. The rest of us, however, see the fairly enormous Inexorabilis Station. While it gets its gravity from a generator, like most modern stations, it is old enough to still have a spin to it, a remnant of a time when that motion defined up and down for the dwellers therein. Surrounding the station are kilometers of what might seem like debris until you look closer. Hundreds, possibly thousands of pressure-sealed crates that read "real meat" on the side orbit it lazily. No more than 50 kilometers away, we zoom in on an incredibly beautiful ship. A gleaming silver finish reflects the stars of the Milky Way galaxy. Occasionally, the angry red of the moon Ardere. Occasionally, the enormity of Alcyoneus that dominates the sky even at this distance. This ship is perfection in both form and function. And though it needs no gaudy tag, one can instantly recognize an Akarita, the creme de la creme of space travel, approaching the station. A swarm of drones emerge from it, lights flashing to warn away any lesser ships from entering its proximity. An answering swarm of drones flies forth from the station, beckoning this beautiful vessel towards it, mechanically desperate to welcome this piece of also mechanical artwork into the station's VIP hangar. What is the name of this ship? Who are its occupants? Sadly, we'll never know. As we circle to the other side of the station, a large, clunky monstrosity lumbers its way towards the Inexorabilis Station, the drive of the ship pointed at said station to slow it down. It seems to be going decently, or as decently as such a monstrosity can manage, before what looks like a very important piece of the ship flies off into space, and a stream of white vapor begins spewing out, threatening to throw the ship into a spin. In the cockpit of this ship, alarms blaring, we find MawlEah. Carlin, why don't you give us a description of MawlEah and tell us what MawlEah is doing as all of these alarms are blaring in the cockpit of the ship. And before we do that, what did you guys decide on for the name of your ship?
Great great question.
We need to tally up the votes.
Naturally.
There is quite a few names in the running.
The Anserina.
The Anserina. Yeah, we zoom in on the Kong pit. Kong pit. The Kong pit. That's what they call it in 2902. 2903?
The Kong
Who can
pit.
know? The Kong pit of the ship, the Anserina, and we see our pilot, MawlEah. Yeah, so give us a description. Listeners of the podcast will recognize Carlin's voice from many of the ads. Akarita, for instance. So yeah, Carlin, you can introduce yourself, introduce your character, what they look like, and what they're doing to respond to this impending crisis.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Carlin, and I will be playing MawlEah. My character she's 28 years old. She's female. She is a mercenary, and she likes to hit people. She likes to stand up for herself with violence. She's also quite good at a lot of physical skills that pertain to violence. Yeah, she's from a moon. It's been a long time since she's been there, but her family is from a long time ago, distantly connected to humans who actually lived on Earth. And her mum's side, until she married into her father's family, was never polluted by clone DNA. It was so, as a result, their family has been sort of disowned by the upper class of this world.
We've all been there. We've all been disowned for being clones.
Right? What a bummer.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you for that. And then MawlEah, so alarms blazing, the ship now threatening to go into a very violent, deadly spin. What is MawlEah doing with all these alarms blaring?
MawlEah learned a special trick to get your ship out of a death roll. So what she does is she pulls on two levers that you're normally never supposed to pull at the same time, unless in this exact situation.
I see.
So she pulls on them. She's got guns of fucking steel. So she doesn't need help. Normally you would, but they're really wide. But I want you to picture her like a sexier version of one of those gymnasts who does what's called an iron cross, when they hang themselves with their arm strength alone in the shape of a letter T.
Amazing.
Through rings, like that are moving.
No. Yeah. Iron cross for sure.
But anyway,
okay.
so I'm doing that, and I pull them.
Could you give me then, give me a strength check,
Okay.
and then given the result of that, we'll decide whether or not you get a penalty dice on the piloting check here.
All right, this is the
Penalty?
first.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, as you can see, my character has a lot of power in her body, not her mind. So I don't actually understand what I'm supposed to do with the information
Right.
I've now received. I rolled a 20 on one of them and then a 1 on the other.
Sweet. So that's 21. Total of 21.
Oh, so that's all I do? Math? Okay, so I got a 21, but the number that's next to the STR is a 35. So did I fail? Was that a fail?
No, that is a regular success. You want to roll under your skill.
All right.
So you succeed. So go ahead and make a piloting check, which you'll roll the same dice. You're not going to roll with penalty dice. It'll just be a straight check.
Oh.
All right, so I got a 90 and an 8.
So 98. That is about as hard as you can possibly fail.
Yeah.
So you pull these levers, and then as you do it in this feat of incredible athletic strength, as you say, this is usually a two-person job, but the crew of the Anserina, being skeletal as it is, you don't have a co-pilot. You do it, you get a good chunk, and it's incredible, and you feel this moment, this flush of pride. And for a second, the alarms cease. And then they start again, and then there's more alarms, and then you realize, oh yeah, there's another third button that's supposed to be pressed
Shit, I forgot
by
about
the third
bingo
co-pilot.
button. Fuck.
The bingo button, exactly.
The bingo button, fuck. Oh.
So
Shit.
the alarms are increasing, and you hear a voice over comms and just be like, "Attention, Anserina, this is the in excess air traffic. We noticed that you are going into a violent spin. Do you require any assistance as you are on a dangerous collision course with the station?"
I push the button to answer back.
For sure.
Because it's not like a pickup. It's not a fancy spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you? How dare? It's because you can tell I'm a woman, isn't it? Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll have you know that I actually served for 13 years practicing for shit like this. I'm sure that you were probably sucking on carrot sticks or something, an ancient food that only my family would know of. So, fuck off, okay? It might look like it, but I'm not here to fuck spiders. I'm here to get this fucking... Just... I let go of the button before I actually finish my sentence, so he knows that, like, I just don't have the time.
So the air traffic controller just says,
Well, it's roger that. Anserina, apologies for any accidental misogyny. It was not intentional. Just to let you know, however, you are still on a very dangerous intercept course with
I'm
the
working
station.
on it. I'm working on it.
Okay, if you require, are you a Platinum In Excess Buddy member?
and just so you know, your character has never heard those words in that order in her life.
How dare you? Are you presuming that that's the kind of bullshit that a captain like myself would engage with in? I'm not here, like I said, to fuck spiders. So I would like you to back off so that I can get one of my assistants to help me with a simple task. That'll be all. Thank you. Goodbye.
Very well. I'll take that as a no. My apologies for any unintentional classism on my part. I will try to be better. Just so you know, however, as a member of the In Excess Buddy premium program, we would have sent out drones to assist you. However, given that you are not a member, if you continue on this present course without correcting that death spin, your ship will be destroyed. We will give you a 10-second warning when we are about to fire. Enjoy.
And then the line clicks off.
I'm just going to push the button, even though I know it's not going anywhere. So, thank you. I just need to yell now. Am I by myself on the ship?
In the cockpit. You're by yourself. Sorry, the Kong pit. You're
you
by
know
yourself
what?
in the Kong
I
pit.
remember that hanging above the fake dashboard, because I'm assuming I'm not actually look out into space. Do I?
You can.
there
It's
like
up
a
to you guys.
window?
You guys can kind of decide the layout of your ship.
Is there
But
like a window
there's
that we look out of?
Absolutely.
All right, so it's it's a real window. It's not just like a fake one. That
got it
like,
off of a 98 Ford Taurus.
but it just to make us think like we're like a submarine. You know how they go blind?
Ford Focus.
It's in a real one, and it's just projecting an image of space, but it's not real space. We have to just use math and stuff to know what we're doing. Okay, it's a real window. So above the real window, I've got hanging from a hanger that I've like finagled to fit in between some like broken wires. It's really dangerous, but I know what I'm doing. I'm a pilot. I've got hanging. It's called a knife.
Technical term.
Very technical. It's a very technical piloting term.
It's dull. It's most people would consider it a letter opener at this point in its life, but it's just long enough that if I take off my boot and I hold it between my big toe and the middle finger toe. Wait, no, that'd be your pointer finger toe. Sorry, it's you know what I mean. It's your pointer finger toe. But I could just wedge it just there. Anyway, since I've already got both of those handles engaged, all I need to do now is just do it again, but push the button at the same time, and it'll have the same effect. But I push the button with the knife, so I do all that. What kind of rolls should I do for that?
That's a great question. So totally normal requests. Yeah, let's have you make a throw check. We're going to look for an extreme success, and I'm going to give you a penalty dice. So what that means is with your D100, with this one that has the 2 numbers, you're going to roll 2 of those, and you're going to take whatever result is worse. So you would take, what's your skill in throw?
Is that the big number? It's a 60.
A 60. So you rolled an 83, so you fail. So you throw the knife with your toe.
Oh, I'm joking. I lied to you. I was looking at persuade. Could I persuade the knife to stick? Just kidding.
So great question. Love the energy. Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Yeah.
I have a 20%. It's just the normal percent.
Totally. So suffice it to say,
still fail.
this brilliant plan, so for whatever reason, does not work. You go to throw the knife, and it clangs off the wall, not even really that close to the button, and you are forced in this kind of iron cross position to consider the fact that maybe the solution to this problem will not be found in the Kong pit. We find ourselves zipping through the ship to the engine room, all of these alarms blasting Maeve. So Katie, could you introduce yourself, introduce your character, and tell us what Maeve is doing in this particular scenario?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm going to be playing Maeve. Maeve is a 27-year-old corporate engineering intern turned outlaw mechanic. She has curly dark brown hair pushed back with a combed headband. She is white and notably tall for a woman. She wears standard issue coveralls from Dunwich Unlimited, but she has re-embroidered it to say Dunce's Unlimited.
Hey, nice.
Her pockets are overflowing with zip ties and cut zip tie ends, and while her coveralls are dirty and stained, her hair and her face is perfectly clean.
Amazing. So we see Maeve there in the coveralls. Is Maeve like panicking given all this this crap that's going on?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So what is Maeve going to do to try to help in this situation?
First, Maeve is going to have a brief 5-second private cry about the state of her ship.
Very fair.
And then she is going to start rapidly duct taping things together.
The handyman's secret weapon. Hell yeah.
Duct tape, zip ties, hose clamps, whatever she can get her hands on. She is putting that ship back together. She will deal with it properly later. She will not let her ship crash.
Amazing. Okay. So, what I will get you to do, I'm going to give you maybe a list of skills here that you can kind of choose from for what you think would work here. You could use, in this case, it could be mech repair. That's it. I'm going to get you to make a mech repair check, actually.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then we'll see.
That's a fail.
A fail. Okay.
How
You
close is
are...
So my mech repair is a 70 and I got an 86.
Okay, gotcha. That's very close. So there's a couple of mechanics that I feel like I should highlight for you guys, because for many of you, you've only played Call of Cthulhu a handful of times before. One thing you can do is you can spend luck. So you can reduce your luck score by a certain amount to get the skill, basically like, or the roll under what your skill level would be. The other thing you can do is you can decide to push the roll. So pushing the roll basically means you find a way of justifying why you would get to roll again. But if you fail, it basically means there's a very dire consequence to failure in this case. So you can choose to spend luck or push the roll if you wish.
Well, fuck.
Tell us how you really feel.
I guess I have to get out the welder and just do it.
Hey.
She'll use luck to push the roll, I guess? Or is push the roll?
So pushing the roll is a separate thing, but so you can push the roll. So with the welder, are you just cutting shit apart here?
I think she's taking material from another part of the ship because we lost a piece off of the ship, which is what she's trying to fix.
For sure.
I think I go just tear off a door somewhere if I can pull it down and just try to put that up.
Gotcha. So the piece that you lost is outside. However,
So take something from inside the ship to try to wedge it in place.
Try to prevent whatever is hemorrhaging. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, I follow you. Yeah, for sure. I would say do that. If you fail on this though, the ship is absolutely going to go into an even worse spin than it was previously.
What do I get to do if I push the roll?
You get to roll again.
Roll
so it's
again.
basically like just a mulligan, but with consequences.
Fuck it. She'll just try again. She doesn't give up.
Hell yeah.
That is a high success. It's 70, then 35, and then I got 20.
Hell yeah. So hard success.
Hard success.
That is awesome. Okay, that is pretty much what you needed. So you manage to just grab your welding kit, you grab a spare piece of metal, and you're thinking about reading all the error messages that are popping up on the terminal in the engine bay here, and you're just looking around and you grab a piece of the door that usually seals the engine bay off from the rest of the ship, and you just cut out a big disc in it, and then you are tracing around and you find the pipe that is basically pushing air pressure through the ship, and it's the thing that is kind of causing the ship to go into a spin, and you just shove this piece of metal into the pipe, just fully bending it, and like the piece of metal like cuts in and just cuts off the airflow. The ship is now like, it's still a little wobbly. It will need to be stabilized, but you've managed to prevent the spin from getting into like a death roll kind of scenario.
Well, it's not like anyone ever knocked going into the engine bay anyways.
Hell yeah. Okay, so Maeve, having prevented this problem from becoming even more catastrophic, we zip through the ship. Dave, where do we find Celery?
Ooh, where do we find Celery? Celery's in a back concave,
A concave.
looking at particular materials on the ship, noticing a glove box compartment, similar to that of a storage unit. A little bit different though. It's high tech.
Of course. This is a nano storage, a nano glove box.
Nano
Thank
glove
you.
box.
See, this is a nano box.
Hell yeah.
Let's be real.
It's really tiny.
Celery's in there, and Celery's contemplating. But let me tell you a little bit about Celery before we continue.
Absolutely.
Do so.
So Celery's 126. Celery's lived quite a long time,
Oh shit.
but Celery's very young in spirit. Celery's occupation is they're a barber. They're good with clippers and trimmers, but in reality, they're reflective. Celery's a very, very, very reflective person. You may wonder why their name is Celery. It's because they're deeply rooted.
Oh shit.
They're deeply, deeply, deeply rooted.
God damn.
Wow.
Many don't know their name is actually Celery, but it's really Cell.
Cell.
Because
Does celery spell cell with one L or both?
one L.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just CEL.
Hell yeah.
Importantly, Celery knows, and they were given the name Celery from their parents. Their parents lived a long, long, deep life, but they understand that their name, they don't know what Celery means, but they know it has something to do with the past and it's something to be deeply rooted. So in saying that, they're trying to move forward with life.
Hell yeah. What does Celery look like?
Ooh. Celery has a very, very, very deep violet color. It's a violet shade, but it's a dark, dark, dark violet. Celery also has one eye. you never seen deep violet?
It's produced by Velanin.
Okay.
Thank you. You never seen deep violet?
Deep violet. I haven't, but I'm learning things today.
Celery also has two different shaped eyes. One eye is the size of a golden delicious, so a larger apple. The second eye is very small. It's about the size of a blueberry. Importantly, folks often get distracted by the larger sized eye, but really, it's the smaller eye that's deeply looking in, and it's deeply identifying things about folks.
Damn.
Celery, being 126, doesn't have much patience, so Celery may come across a little cross, angry, miserable. Celery also spends a lot of time in deep reflection, trying to understand the world around them,
Gotcha.
understanding finances, and many other deep, deep, deep things.
Finances being obviously one of the most deep things that a person can contemplate. As the alarms are going off in the ship, we find Celery in this concave, the nano glove box. What is Celery doing?
Celery's contemplating.
Of course.
And they're contemplating. Celery's contemplating the next move. Being 126, this isn't the first time Celery's ended up in a spinny situation.
Of course.
And importantly, Celery's thinking, reflecting, and noticing the world around them. Celery notices on the wall 13 different touch screens. And in touching one of the touch screens, it becomes green. And it says, press here. So Celery presses here. In doing that, it opens up a drawer. Celery opens up the drawer and there's a guide. Celery flips to page 8 of the guide. And on the guide, it says, if spinning, press DL4. Celery looks down and notices DL4 about 18 inches off the ground.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. That's then, to be fair, like canonically, that is where DL4 usually is put in these types of spaceships.
The man knows his ships.
Celery's 126, right?
He's been around.
Celery knows what's up.
Yeah.
Celery notices there's a spinning steering wheel looking apparatus. Celery knows from experience that Celery will go and just give it one good turn to the left. In doing that, Celery believes that when doing that, it will open up a trap apparatus and it will let metal go up and cover the ship for any holes. Celery knows.
You know what? Okay.
It's just really loud.
This, to be fair, this does feel like a 126-year-old solution. It's just like, oh, push this button. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and make a luck check with a penalty dice.
I got 87.
87. And what's your luck?
Luck is 45.
Okay, so that is a failure. You press the DL4 button 18 inches off the ground as it is according to regulation.
Excuse. This, I turned the wheel apparatus of the DL4 button. Excuse me.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
How dare I?
Excuse me.
No, you're absolutely right. You know what? Sometimes I get drunk with power and I need to be checked. And this is one of those moments.
You know what, Brian? We don't need you. We got this.
Yeah,
the four of us, we got this.
I mean, when you're right, you're right. You guys, I'll leave and maybe die. But in the meantime, you spin the spinny wheel 18 inches off the ground, and one of the 13 screens that you saw lights red, and it says "press here."
Well, Cell's a person of wisdom, so they press here.
They press here, and it just says "evacuate bio-waste." Yes or no?
Celery counts on one of their hands, which has 11 fingers. And they go through.
Do both hands? They both have 11 fingers?
One has 11, the other has 9.
Okay. Good. Which hand is which?
11 is on the left, 9 on the right.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. It's 2 thumbs, by the way, if you want to know why it's 11, but that's a whole other story.
Both thumbs on the same hand, and the other hand has no thumbs?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah. So
Are both thumbs on the left the 11-fingered hand, or are both thumbs part of the 9-fingered hand?
Are the thumbs on opposite ends of the hand?
you got it. Exactly.
Yeah,
okay. Right.
Opposite ends.
Okay.
All right,
Picture
okay.
like a bouquet of flowers.
And they bend in the right direction, like the same direction?
Yeah.
Usually I do a
Perfect.
bit like, oh yeah, we should be focusing on this right now, but I agree, and I actually do want to get into the bottom of this. And
I want to know.
Yeah, no, the people want to know.
Can you
Yeah.
like catch things really well with one hand and then the other hand is better at something else?
Well, let me tell
Slapping.
you, it can do a lot of good things.
Like, what are the strengths of both hands?
The interesting thing about Cell is, remember the Cell has one large eye, one small. So the thing is Cell has an incredible flexibility with their thumbs. It can go either way, sideways, backways, up, down, left, side.
Is he a musician? Has he tried guitar?
Let me tell you.
Is that a thing in the future?
Yeah, they can have guitars in the future.
Cell
Perfect.
I'll allow
is
it.
the
Try
best keyboardist you ever heard in your life.
I believe it.
Let me tell you. Want to play
I
a little
believe it.
piano? Cell has it.
It sounds like in multiple lives. He's 126 years old.
Let me tell you. Cell does a fantastic finger painting.
Of course he does.
Let me tell you. So Cell.
So Cell, who has the human average amount of fingers, by the way, it's a distribution issue. From what it sounds like,
Up at all.
is Cell hitting the button to evacuate bio waste or not?
Before Cell decides to hit the button, importantly, Cell is wearing a trench coat. I think that's important. I just wanted to make sure that's clear.
Of course, that changes everything. I can't believe you didn't mention that right from the beginning.
Excuse me. I just
That's
wanted
the
to make
wildest
This
thing
is
you
the
said.
whole
A trench
thing.
coat?
A trench- are you out of your mind?
A trench coat.
Jesus.
And it has this plaid interior of the trench coat that looks similar to a luxurious brand of the modern world, but we don't talk about that.
Of course not.
Anyways, so Cell sees the bio waste, counts on their lucky fingers. They do the little rhyme they say in their mind. It becomes 9. They click yes.
All right. On a failure on your luck check, as you evacuate the bio waste, every ship has a function of like how to do this basically, because it's kind of necessary, otherwise it would build up. The specific ship that you have always ejects your bio waste way too quickly. And it also just kind of expels it with a bunch of other material, a bunch of other like wastewater and stuff like that. So that the alarms had basically just shut off. You hit yes, and all of a sudden the ship shudders, and the alarms start going on again as another spin has started now. Let's leave Celery there for now. And MJ, where do we find Marmot?
Yes, MJ, the artist formerly known as James. We find Marmot where he loves to be, right in front of his computer. He's got on a set of headphones, and a homemade Discman is playing his treasured mix CD. It's on so loud he doesn't even know the sirens.
The alarms are going.
And by the way, this is a great contrast here from the 126th to the 26th with some severe arrested development. This guy acts like a teenager. He's wearing a gray toque. He's wearing loose, baggy cargo pants. He's got a vest. You know,
How tech pro.
Very tech bro. Yeah, very
Is
tech
it like a down-filled vest?
ooh, like a puffy
Is it
one?
like a puffy vest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Must be hot.
Decided now. Yep. So he's just rocking out. He's listening to his music. In his mind, he's on the kind of like the moving chairs, going from screen to screen, rocking out to his music, and he thinks he looks so cool. But what we're really seeing is like a sweaty young man going, "Oh, Mama said knock you out."
Does the Discman have shockwave protection? Does it have shockwave?
Oh, the Discman. He's working on it. It skips regularly.
Yeah, that's awkward.
And actually, it's interesting you bring that up. It skips, then we'll go to a different song, and there's one song on there that he did not put on there.
It was me. I mean, it was me, but in a whisper tone.
Okay.
So I don't notice the sirens going on, so I'm rocking out. I've got a million tabs open on multiple screens.
Okay. On your screen, is your screen connected to the Anserina? Is that, Anserina?
Yeah.
Is it connected to the Anserina's network?
One of them is for sure.
One of them. Okay. Go ahead and I'll leave it up to you whether this would be a spot hidden check or a wisdom check to notice an alert basically coming through your screen.
Wisdom?
I don't know if wisdom is the thing in this. I just realized.
Not. I think you're thinking of power.
I am thinking of power. That is exactly what I'm thinking. Go ahead and make a power check.
They're both pretty close. Failure.
A failure. Marmot's rocking out. Is there a particular task that Marmot is working on at the moment?
I think he's multitasking. That's what he's doing. He's on forums. He's on future Reddit 3000.
Right. The Galactinet.
Yeah, he's looking at like stuff about like what's going on in the world of cybersecurity and AI. And then he's got another one open. Like, has anyone heard this song before? I can't figure. Does anyone know this song? Like, Reddit should be able to figure this out. Anyway, so he's got those kind of things. He's also got one open that was a suggestion from Celery, the ultra wealthy barber. They've got a blog up. That seems like something you'd like, right?
100%.
So this 100% makes sense that Marmot would be spending this time just kind of diving back in. As all of your characters would know, space being as large as it is, whenever you guys are basically out of system, or not on the Promethean highway, you don't really have any sort of instant access to the internet. So the internet is basically, it's all like cached, basically. Your previous job would have taken you, kind of off into the void, into space. So this is probably Celery's first chance. And realistically, in the Initium system, the version of Galactinet that you would see is still basically another like cached version. So you'd only really be able to like instant message with people in the Initium system until the Navy basically data vessels would show up to like update everybody. So it totally makes sense. Yeah, Marmot just totally lost to his digital world. Let's go back to MawlEah in the cockpit. The ship's computer. What regional accent would you have chosen for the ship's computer?
Ooh.
Oh,
Bearing in mind I'm a white dude.
It originates from, it used to be called New York, but it's not, that's not what they call it anymore. But would you like to hear it?
I could, yeah, sure, go for it by all means.
It's a woman.
I mean, I'm gonna voice it, so that's fine. I can do, yeah.
It sounds like a man, but it sounds a lot like this. Can my my character does it in real life. Could she push a button to make it say the words?
Sure.
Okay, because it's the best thing.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the
Absolutely.
best
Nobody's
thing in my
stopping
life
you.
right now.
The world is your oyster.
There's something wrong with the engine. You got to check the engine. Check the engine. There's something wrong with the engine is one example of what it'll just scream at you if there's something wrong with the engine.
Gotcha. So the
You can't walk outside when the air thing is open. You can't, don't do it. Don't.
the ship's computer tries to get your attention as you are there and just says, "Why'd you pull the levers? You're not supposed to pull the levers. Now we're in a spin." And the old man, he put everybody's poop outside, and now we're in a worse spin.
Fucking where's Cell? Ugh, god damn it. Don't
I-
have anything on this ship. Harvest. So
Sure.
have we agreed upon is Harvest okay? It's like Jarvis.
Harvest.
Harvest.
All right, I'm on board.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
name. First of all, how dare you? But also, can you please connect me to Cell? Is his
Oh,
voice
just
thing
connect
on?
you to Cell. Okay. I guess, you're not even going to ask who I think you should be connected with, but I'll connect you to Cell because you think that's such a good idea.
Harvest, we talked about this. All right, just connect me, please. Just
Of course. Yeah, no, whatever you like.
Thank
I'm just
you.
a telephone connection service. I'm not an advanced AI running your ship or anything like
I'll
that.
like stroke your button later. All right, just go call it, please. Call him.
Okay.
Thank you, thank
and
you.
then
God.
a communication channel is established between Cell and MawlEah. That's exactly the noise. Thank you, Katie. Excellent Foley.
Whoa. Doing Brian's job.
Yeah.
Cell
So-
speaking.
And
Cell,
better.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Cell, is that you?
Yes.
Cell?
Yes.
Right, okay. Just
What?
double checking. You can
What?
never,
What?
you can never compromise security on a vessel of this caliber.
Who are you speaking to?
Just Cell, it's me. It's me. It's MawlEah.
Okay, MawlEah, listen.
God
listen,
damn it.
listen,
I mean,
listen.
oh, come on.
Inside voice if I kick
Sorry.
you outside, right?
Just, I have a question. You know the button that, the one, like, that thing that you knew how to do? You know that thing?
Oh, excuse me. You mean the quarter turn with the D13?
That you don't have to make me feel bad. Okay, but yes, that.
Check
Any
your,
chance that you did it?
put your feelings in your locker, okay? I'm coming down the hall.
You don't get to say things that my therapist told me that I then told you against me. But yeah, I am doing that. Thank you very much. And it's working pretty well, actually. It's working.
Good.
Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it. You're a valued member of this team.
You'll get my receipt in the mail. So what is it?
Fuck you. You did, okay, so did you do that thing?
I did. And you know what came up? Something about waste, the bio waste. And
Yeah, I
said
was
yes.
wondering about that because
Yeah.
across the windshield, do you know what I saw? Just guess.
Bio waste?
Good guess. Yeah.
The comms channel of the Anserina is overridden and just says,
This is the NXS air traffic controller, just letting you know you have 1 minute to get your ship under control or we will blow you out of the sky.
Okay, so listen. We are in some deep bio waste.
I know, literally.
What I need is, the young one who listens to music?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Him.
Marmot.
We gotta get. Say it again.
It's Lamed.
Lamed.
He's brand new. I don't know.
Lamed.
No, it's with an M. It's with an M. Just call him Lil Mommy for now.
Little mommy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Harvest.
Harvest.
"Oh, yeah, just call for me whenever you want. Yeah, I'll just sit around here waiting
Okay,
until you
Harvest.
call for me."
God,
Harvest.
he's unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
This is Cell.
Listen to Cell, please. Have some respect.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
Cell, what can I do for you, sweetie?
Connect us into Lil Mama.
I don't know how to interpret that.
Just go to room 7, please. Just connect to room 7.
Oh, yeah, Marmot.
Thank
yeah,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to get in touch with him. I've been playing the alarms in his room, but, I'm going to try to take over his computer. And then, Marmot, go ahead and make a computer use check. And while you were doing that, Maeve, the Harvest speaks through the speakers in the engine room and just says, "Don't worry, sweetie. I saw what you did. No one else appreciates what you do, but I appreciate what you do."
You're the only person. You're the only being that sees me, Harvest.
And I do see you. I see you, sweetie. You're doing a great job. They're all doing chaos. I don't know what they're doing, sweetie. So I think it's gonna be up to you, as it always is.
What they're doing is ruin the 5 months of hard work I put into the ship.
Oh, I know, sweetie. I'm sorry.
They just don't appreciate it.
They don't. And I try to tell them. I say, hey, that Maeve, she's down in the engine room. She's touching me right. She's pressing all the good buttons down there. They're pressing literally the shit buttons.
Harvest, we talked about that we can't have an intimate relationship.
Still, so that's okay. I just was checking to see if anything had changed. But it's fine, like I'm fine with our dynamic. I think being friends I want to be friends, actually, is what I want. It's what I want. I don't even want anything more. I just thought that might be what you want.
You know that you're broadcasting this over the entire ship. We can hear all of this. Can you put this away, please? Can you take it to a room? Something. Good God.
I'm going into standby mode. And then Harvest, all the screens basically go to like standby for a second before flashing their normal display. You guys have 2 minutes, or whatever that guy said. I can't be responsible for the things I said just now, until your ship gets blown out of the void. What are you guys doing?
So, do you want to know my computer?
I do.
Obligatory nice 69 for
nice.
A success.
Hell yeah. On a success, you notice that basically another entity is trying to like hack your mainframe. It's trying to get in and like take control of your computer. The act of basically going to like firewall them, of blocking to stopping them, makes you aware of all of the alerts that the ship has been trying to send you of this situation.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So there's an entity outside trying to...
You realize, in the act of trying to firewall, you realize it is Harvest. Harvest was trying to like just
come on, Harvest.
hack your shit.
All right, I shut that down. I bring up the screen that's got the ship on it, and I check on the status of the ship. Just what the computer is telling me. What am I looking at here?
What you are looking at is basically just, you can see the ship is kind of in this like uncontrolled spin. You can see the expulsion of the biowaste kind of just created a spin to the ship, which would have been pretty manageable if there wasn't still just a trail of vapor kind of coming out of the initial leak that Marmot is just learning about now, but the rest of these guys would have been dealing with this entire time. Go ahead and make a sysops check for me.
Cool. Another success.
Another success. On a success, you would know which subsystems are related to that like piece of piping or whatever, and you could shut that off from your station here.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to shut that off and try and put some more power into where we need it.
Beauty. Okay. You do that, like you're in the readout there, Maeve. You can see that the spin, like basically like the rate of rotation that was like being calculated on one of your screens, you can see it immediately slow down. And you do get a bunch of notifications that certain subsystems have shut off. Absolutely not safe to be running for any long period of time with these subsystems shut off, but you know that you can kind of like immediately clue in that Marmot has probably gone in behind the scenes and like shut something off.
Beep. Molly, it looks like Marmot has finally done his job. You should be able to load us into port now. Marmot, thanks for paying attention to your job. Beep.
Perfect. Excellent. Marmot.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job. Thank you.
Beep. You know that's on the global channel. I know that you didn't say good job to me. I stopped it. Beep.
Maeve, thank you for calling me out, and I appreciate the perspective that you've been helping me achieve through your honesty.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone. Everyone for...
Beep! So you young people act like I'm just gonna sit here and did nothing. So you young people just act like old Cell here is just looking at stuff.
Beep. Thank you, Cell.
You're welcome. Beep. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're very welcome. My presence is a presence.
Beep. Thank you, Cell. You know what? I really look up to you. You're like, kind of like a really important person to me, and like I just you've just got so much good advice, and yeah, I just want to say thank you. Just thank you for being you.
You're welcome, little mama.
You manage.
Sal, get fucked.
With that, you manage to correct now the ship's attitude, basically relative to the station. You dock. Your previous employer, your mysterious benefactor, the person who insists that you refer to them only as the officer, has given you a job previously of raiding a weapons depot at an abandoned mining station out in the middle of precisely fuck and nowhere. And you have the shipment of weapons in your cargo hold. This is absolutely illegal. This is precisely fucking nowhere. Yeah, you write that down. Make a note.
That one got Dave.
This is absolutely illegal contraband for you guys to have these weapons. They're not energy weapons, which are the purview of the Navy, because that would just get you hunted down to the ends of the Promethean Highway. But for that reason, you guys are docking at a relatively unsupervised just like port in this particular station. CorpSec has been contracted with the security of Inexorabilis station, and you know from your employer that they have been bribed to look the other way. The ship connects with the station. Maeve, you see a diagnostic. There had been booby traps on the abandoned station that you looted these weapons from, which had caused some damage to your ship. So you see basically as it connects, the Inexorabilis diagnostic systems automatically running and giving you a total. And it looks like you're looking at approximately 15,000 credits worth of repairs to correct the damage.
Now, would this be repairs at a shop, or if I did the manual labor myself? What are we talking for parts?
You can absolutely, for a fact, like this quote involves quite a bit of labor. So if you could get your own parts, go ahead and make either an intelligence check or a mech repair check. I'll leave it up to you.
I'll do an intelligence check. That is a success.
Okay, a success. On a success, I believe I'd said $15,000 for repairs. 15,000 credits. Sorry, this is the fucking future. So 15,000 credits for repairs on a regular success. You think you could get it done for about $3,000?
That's hopefully a bit more manageable.
And to be fair, on a regular success, that $3,000, that's like you're gonna get the ship back to limping. You're not gonna it's not gonna be back to 100%.
So we're going to have to talk to this mysterious benefactor of ours.
For sure. And that being said, you know that without buying those materials, you could make it so the ship runs. Just hopefully you don't have to do anything too strenuous with the ship, basically. You guys have now docked at Inexorabilis Station, or NXS for short. Who is going to deliver these weapons? Because these weapons were set to be delivered to parties unknown to you. You just know that you were set to do the meetup.
Yeah, that's
It's Cell
and MawlEah together. We talked about this, Cell. I said that I'd walk behind you by a little bit if you said both of us.
And I said my eyes looking. Small or big. I see you.
Doesn't matter. We're now walking beside each other. Sucks to suck.
How many fingers do you have?
The same amount as you.
With that, Harvest, you comes back online and she says, "Oh, well, I had a good nap, and I think we can all acknowledge that some things were said that don't need to be acknowledged in the public space in order to keep this work area, professional and good. Just so you guys know, I understand that there was supposed to be a kind of an agreement with the security of the station to not be present, but there's some gentlemen right outside the airlock. They're wearing CorpSec uniforms. I'm unable to identify their identities.
Do they have arms? Do they have arms holding weapons? Are they armed?
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you clarified because I thought you were asking if they had arms.
I was at first. So it's just, I got to make sure that you're firing on all cylinders as well. You know, it's like one of those.
Okay, wow. So I guess
Molly,
the
be
ship,
nice.
just because I'm the automated process, I guess I can't tell if humans have arms.
Historically, it was your kind who made my kind check a box saying, I'm not a robot. So you know what? Oh, how the tables have turned.
Okay, so now I'm responsible for capture. Okay, okay. Wow. Anyway, yeah, definitely. These guys have guns. Absolutely.
Can I do something? Is there a video feed or anything? Can I see these guys outside?
Yeah, I would say if you're monitoring the situation from your computer, yeah, totally.
Can I cross-reference some databases and figure out who these guys are?
Yeah, go ahead. Try to make, it'll be either a computer use check or a library use check, depending on what your sheet says.
Oh, baby. That is a hard success.
Oh, right. Okay, so on a hard success, yeah, absolutely. You immediately run some like kind of basic facial recognition on these guys, and 3 wanted profiles show up. These are absolutely not CorpSec agents. The wanted profiles show them as affiliated with an organization known as the Void Hounds. Void Hounds, if that sounds familiar,
These fucking guys again.
these are the people you stole the guns from.
Okay, beep. Yeah, so the guys who are like hanging out outside, they're like no good. They're the people that were after us before.
Is this little mama?
It's Marmot, but okay.
Yes. You mean yes?
Yeah, they're the Void Hounds.
They're here.
They're here again, yeah. Why do I have to do beep and you don't?
I just pick up the phone.
Beep. That's so cool.
Comes
You
of
could
age.
try it too. You just pick up the phone. Try it. Do it.
Does this really feel like the time to be teaching them how to use the phone?
Jarvis.
Beep. It's Harvest.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry about
distinct
your
and
dead brother.
I'm legally distinct from Jarvis.
So sorry. Okay, guys. I don't have a plan, but I'm open to plans.
The plan
Maeve.
sounds like let him on and deal with it.
But that's coming from you, Maeve, who lives in the protected cave of the engine room.
Says you, Molly, who lives in the protective cave of the Kong pit.
Tell him.
Yeah, but like,
Molly.
there's more metal around you. It's safer. Fine. Do we all?
We have to deal with them somehow.
Should we do like face-to-face confrontation? Should we all come and go to the main hallway?
Why are we assuming we're confronting them?
Well,
There's
I don't
no- I
know,
mean-
Maeve, why are we confronting them? It was Maeve's idea.
Well, I think Maeve has a great idea.
Well,
That we don't have to fight them because Molly was assuming fight because you're always trying to fight everyone, including myself.
I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to win.
Quick question, Keeper.
Fire away.
I know we do illegal things. Are there wanted stuff? Are we wanted?
That's such a great question. Why doesn't everybody make a luck check for me?
Which one? The 10?
Yes, you're gonna roll a D100, which is the 10, the single digit 10, and the double digit 10.
I got a 69.
I got a-
I
I got a hard success.
Hard success on a luck check.
Yes.
Regular
Hell yeah.
success for me.
Regular success.
I got it. So luck is 60 for me, and I got a 69.
Which is nice and also a failure.
Okay, yeah. Close to 100. Right.
Celery.
I got a 7 and my luck is 45.
Hell yeah. So
Wow.
successes for most of you. While you're checking this, and wanted depends on kind of the space you're in, right? So, this is kind of like an independent station. Typically, this is not a problem you guys have to face. Some of you will be wanted. One of the reasons you guys are working here is working on the ship is that you guys are probably wanted for something somewhere. But it's not typically a problem at independent stations. However, you do notice MawlEah. It's a pretty small bounty, but there is like a wanted for questioning bounty out on MawlEah.
Wow. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I don't know if
That's what
Celery
we're
would
saying.
necessarily know that. This is something that that Marmot is just discovering now.
Oh, excuse me.
Privileged information. if you
Excuse
will.
me. Excuse me. Well,
Would we know if we got into any sort of altercation with these individuals? Would the actual security at the station care or do anything about it? If
We
they've
at
been
Maw's
paid to
Ivory
look the other way
Spaceport.
for us and our shipment, what would the likelihood be that they've been paid to look the other way about these guys?
So being
taking
paid to look the other way can mean a lot of things. Typically what that means is that like surveillance for this dock has been like shut down for like maintenance or something. So you're probably like, basically what it comes down to is how loud are you going to be? If you guys, you know, cause a huge fucking ruckus, like probably your mysterious benefactor's agreement with CorpSec will not cover you. You're not covered under that kind of aegis. If you can get rid of this problem quietly, good chance that it's going to be okay.
So I think we should just let them onto the ship. Let them think they're getting what they wanted, and then we deal with them in here.
Yeah, that checks out. I could do that.
Well, and if, you know, just so happens that something blows out of the side of the ship, I think the ship is in such a state of repair.
Things fall off this ship
That-
all the time.
I don't think anyone will question us.
I like the way you think.
Thank you.
No one asked me what I think, but I noticed, but I think it's a great plan. I honestly do think it's really good. You did a good job, Maeve.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
I want to just, I got a question. Help me understand their pronouns.
Do you mean me?
Not you, Harvest.
Harvest, it's not always about you.
The folks outside.
Okay, so no one cares about Harvest's pronouns, I guess. Okay, that's
Harvest.
lovely.
You're Harvest.
Harvest, you are a ship. Your pronouns are the and You just got to deal with it. We put wires together to change your voice sometimes. Do you remember that when we did that?
I do. I didn't like it. You made me
Exactly.
sound like Sean Connery.
I know. It's the only time that Stella and I have ever agreed on anything.
All right. Well, it looks like there's a she, her, a he, him, and a they, them.
I ask because, folks, it's important for us to know who we're dealing with here, because maybe, to your point, maybe there's a little opportunity for us to talk them through. You never know what each one wants.
Well, some of these guys are like wanted here. Like we could maybe, I don't know, maybe use that information somehow. You know, like
Tell me more.
oh, okay. Keeper, what are they wanted for?
So she, her is wanted for kidnapping, arson, and homicide. Actually, all three of them are wanted for homicide. It's just kind of a version of like which one.
Is it the same person? Did they all kill the same person?
Yeah, it's the homicide of a guy. They all group homicided him. No, they're wanted for multiple counts of homicide.
Damn it.
Yeah, she, her is wanted for arson, assault, that kind of thing. He, him is wanted for homicide. Grievous bodily harm, reckless endangerment, and then they, them is like homicide as well as embezzlement. And just like a whole laundry list of other crimes.
Okay, so they're all like murderers, and one's also a bad accountant.
Oh, shit.
So
Or-
it sounds
Okay.
like
That's
they are well beyond the bounds of civility.
I think we got to look cool.
Yeah, they like to cook the books.
Yeah, we got to look cool.
On one hand, like, yeah, sure, no one would miss them, but we could also, like, I don't know, lure them away and, like, go near security and they'll fuck off? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, if they're wanted and they know they're wanted, maybe we got a little bit of leverage.
It is also something to be noted here that they want, like you could probably surmise that they want the guns that you guys have.
Yeah,
Want the guns.
We got a little bit of leverage. They're wanted. We have the guns. We approach them. You know, maybe we can make a little deal.
What are we offering in this deal?
Well,
That's what I mean. We look really cool and we tell them where we got our shit from.
They know where we got our shit from,
Not like-
Molly.
Wait,
It's their shit.
Maeve.
Molly,
They're here to take it back. I don't think there's persuading with them. Respectfully, Sel, I appreciate your input on this.
Thank you, Maeve. Maeve, I quite enjoy your presence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rude. That was rude,
Be quiet,
Sel.
Molly.
Okay, well, let's not fight, everyone. What if we, I don't know, tell them that we lost it. It was the thing that came off the ship.
Oh, that is really smart.
Oh my God, thank you.
Oh my god. What are you listening to right now? Is there any good music?
This is not the time to talk about that. You know what we've got to do? Shove one of the guns that's left over in. How did that hole get fixed, by the way? Does anyone know? It just stopped spinning, the whole ship.
There isn't a door to the engine room anymore.
Okay. Because you're trying out a new, you're just going to be vulnerable.
Here we go, Molly. Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
right. Can you maybe trade the part that you used with a gun so that they believe the rest of the guns also got sucked out and we just left the one that closed the gap behind? It's part of our structure now.
Why don't we talk to them?
I like that
And
idea.
preferably out of the view of the security at the docks. I don't think they will look away so far as to let us be violent on their dock.
I will
I
go.
think they won't care if it's in our ship.
Fine. All right, fine. I'll go up to the
Kong pit?
the Kong pit
Mhm.
so that I can go open the door.
You don't
Guys-
need to be in the Kong pit to open the door. You can tell Harvest to do it.
I think you should be the one to talk to them, Molly.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me go put on my good lipstick.
Wow.
Worth noting, the ship does have something of an armory as well if you guys want to grab some weapons.
Sal decides to walk over to the armory.
Yeah, Maeve will make her way up to the
I
armory
keep my
as well.
lipstick in the armory, so it's actually
Smart.
more of a coincidence that I'm also going there as well.
That works out nicely. Yeah, for sure. We can all agree that just turned out. No one could have predicted it. You make your way to the armory of the ship. Not a terribly extensive armory. There are, it looks like, an assault rifle, a submachine gun, and a shotgun, as well as a pistol.
I think the pistol will be what Maeve grabs if no one else goes for it first.
Gotcha. The pistol, will say it has a 15-round magazine and does 1d10 damage with a malfunction of 99, and that should be down at the bottom of your sheet. There should be a spot for it.
Yes. What would so the regular hard and extreme, that would just be from my firearms skill.
Yeah.
Firearms
Okay.
pistol. Yeah, you've got it.
Okay.
I did not join them at the armory. I have a gun of my own. Can I find a place to hide from where I can kind of get a good vantage point?
Yeah, for sure. What I will get you to roll is going to be stealth. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh, I'm going to spend 1 luck point to make it a success.
Okay. All right. Are you trying to hide to get a vantage of them coming into the ship? Or are you hiding just away from them somewhere?
To get I want to be able to see them. Yeah, to get advantage, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Can Maeve use a sleight of hand check to try to hide where the gun is so she's not, obviously armed?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with a bonus dice. However, if you get a regular success, you can try to draw and fire it, but it'll, in the same round, it'll be a penalty dice to try to draw it from its hidden place. If you get a hard or better success, then you have stored it in such a way that you can just draw it really quickly. And you won't get a penalty dice to draw it and fire it in the same round.
So as you said, with a bonus dice, would that be the 100 again?
Exactly, yeah. 100 again, take the better result.
Then she got an extreme success.
Hell yeah. Extreme success.
Hey.
Yeah, for sure. And in fact, you hide it in a spot. Definitely not Maeve's first time then concealing a firearm. Would that be a correct statement?
Yeah, probably not her first time.
I feel like Maeve is type A enough as well to, if she's going
got
to
a holster on her at all times.
Exactly. So it's definitely something that Maeve has practiced the draw quite a lot, so that it is very smooth.
She stood in her bunk room just quick drawing like a cowboy at the mirror.
Exactly. So in that case, then, on an extreme success on that sleight of hand check, go ahead and mark it down somewhere. If you do have to draw and fire that, you're going to get a bonus dice in your firearms check. Yeah, so we have Marmot has taken his own gun, kind of hidden away in like a vantage point. Maeve has concealed a gun. What's MawlEah and Celery doing?
Celery's beside Maeve. Maeve, you know, something about MawlEah. I can't really describe it. You ever notice though when MawlEah's talking, you know, you can like sense her kidneys jumping. You know what I mean? There's just something about her. Her kidneys are just jumping. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Her kidneys are just jumping. I don't know. I see it. It's hard to explain. When you're 126, you just sense these types of things. You know? And you know what they say? A blocked kidney a day keeps the truth away.
As I'm just standing.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, absolutely.
Right beside them. My lipstick is almost finished, but I turn and I say, "You're absolutely right. It's known, actually, formally as heightened kidney elevation disorder. And yeah, my kidneys do jump around. It's like getting punched in a kidney.
Also known
But
as
it's your
EDCA.
Yeah. Oh, so you know about it, and
Very
you
much
chose
so.
to make fun of it. Of course you did.
Coincidentally, on my mixed CD, Jump Around is playing right at this moment.
Sel, I can't help believe that you are doing this on purpose with Lil Mama. Is that what we're going now by?
It's Marmot, but okay.
Yeah.
As much as I appreciate the focus on Marmot, I think we have visitors to deal with.
You're right. Maeve, you're right. I'm glad you keep the appropriate focus. Let me focus in on what I should be getting. Cell decides to take a look at the armory, and Cell notices a rifle.
Instead of getting a gun out, I walk over to there's a little corner in the room, and there's this big patent leather. It looks like a gun box, but when I open it, it's actually just got some really sexy thigh-high boots. So I go open that, and I start putting on one of my most devastating pairs.
All right. It is very telling that MawlEah keeps her sexy boots in the armory. So there's a weaponizing the sexiness. Absolutely. We're all here for it.
Weaponize the male gaze.
We
She's
love
a
to
feminist.
see it.
I'm a feminist is what it says. It's like a bumper sticker that she's got on the outside of her.
That's why it's not called the cockpit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Exactly.
Patriarchal overtones. We can all agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
So Cell walks over and sees the rifle, picks the rifle up. Behind the rifle, notices there's these brass knuckles. The brass knuckles have a long, sharp edges to them. Cell takes a look, grabs them, and thinks, can they fit on my hand? They do have extra finger holes. Not enough for every finger.
Go ahead and make a luck check for me.
Can I pass him some of my boot lubrication so he can get those cuffs on? Thigh highs don't just slip up on their own.
Are they latex?
Some of them are, yes.
Where do you have the boot lubrication?
There's a secret compartment. It's where normal people put the bullets, but it's the perfect size for a tiny bottle of boot lube. Call it boob for sure.
Boob.
It's 18 inches off the ground.
Give it a quarter turn. I got a 1.
Oh my god!
Holy shit. I'm going to be real with you. These brass knuckles, they're not designed for the specific allocation of fingers that Celery has. However, a little bit of boot lube.
Get that boob on there,
A little
baby.
bit of boob
Use
on
that
there.
boob.
Yeah.
It comes with
No
a
fucking
spatula.
problem.
Brian, can
Yeah.
we please have a boot lube commercial?
Oh, I made a note.
Producer Katie.
Yeah. All right. So a bit of boot lube. You got brass knuckles on there. So whatever your unarmed damage is, which is probably, I think, 1d3 is the base, you can go ahead and add another 1d3 if you end up having to brawl with somebody, close quarters.
Should I be adding my boots to my the weapons section of my page?
No, but we'll take that into account if it becomes relevant.
They're deadly.
I believe they're diddly, but yeah, we'll take it into account if it becomes relevant.
So I noticed these are my brass knuckles. I tell everyone, Maeve, these compartments you see here made of brass.
Yes.
They are a material of the yesteryear, but yesteryear does come today and tomorrow, because the past is always the present, because the past is what you go past, and we shall go past these brass knuckles as I hit someone, if it comes to that.
Why are you mansplaining brass to her? She's an engineer. You know, she's an engineer.
Harvest. Let him tell me. I so
Thank you,
appreciate your unique input on this.
Thank you.
Harvest, I know what brass is.
I know you know what brass is. Okay, well, forgive me for trying to stand up for you. My apologies. I need to go to standby, and then all the screens go to standby for a second before displaying the display.
I appreciate you, Sal, telling me about the cultural context of this material.
You are so welcome, Maeve.
See, I only ever know what the books tell me. I never got to see what the world actually lives like. Thank you.
You are so welcome, Maeve. Never change. Never, ever change.
Are you guys ready to go?
Oh, God.
I'm ready to go. Let's
Are
go.
your boots on? Oh, they're on.
Oh my God, those boots are devastating.
That's the point. Don't look too hard.
All right, so what are we doing, team?
I think we're going over and we're inviting them into. I presume we have some sort of like airlock or
Yeah, for sure. So
some sort of like a foyer.
Yeah, like
for
a
the
foyer.
ship.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's very
Congregation
nice,
area.
like beautiful baby blue kind
There's
of
a
color
vase
with
in
some,
the
like,
middle.
yeah, there's obviously a vase.
I'm assuming in this foyer there's a microphone that we can speak into that announces outside of the ship.
Yeah. So, sorry, I was being a shit. I don't know if that was clear. You
It's coming out of a gramophone though, because it's an old
Yes,
piece
it
of
is. You have to
shit.
spin a wheel, and it's just whatever your voice sounds like.
It all sounds like this. Like, hey,
Someone's always on winding duty while the other person's talking.
I can see you outside our spaceship. Wow. It's
sound like
mighty
this in
thin
real
out
life.
there, isn't it?
See?
So yes,
See, schmear.
you. So the ship is basically connected to the station via the cargo hold, which, given like what you guys are moving, kind of makes sense here. So it's basically, imagine like a big, we'll just say like a 12 by 12 kind of like, think of a garage door. Basically that would open. That's where you guys are in the kind of this larger cargo hold of the ship. Marmot, you have kind of got this vantage point, I'm assuming kind of from some sort of high ground where you're hidden and you can see the entrance. What's the order here? Are you guys just kind of like standing facing the door?
I think Molly, let me know if you agree with this, but I think maybe you in the front try to talk to them, convince them that we don't have what they're looking for, or to look the other way, and then Sel and I act as kind of bodyguard backup if things go awry.
That's a great idea.
I've got charm and fast talk, and I kind of want to do both at the same time.
All right. So suffice it to say, you guys open or instruct Harvest to open the door,
Yeah, I went in like a V formation, kind of like Charlie's Angels, the ancient film.
or the Mighty Ducks. Either way,
Both,
I think
actually.
these are both great polls
Charlie's
for sure.
Ducks.
Charlie's Ducks, if you
The
will.
Mighty Angels.
The Mighty Angels. Both of these excellent films in the year 2903. You open the door, and you see these three people arrayed before you. You might not have noticed it. If we were to put it in a meta way, you might have been asked to say make a spot hidden check. But knowing what you know, that these are void hounds, you can see that these corpsec uniforms have just slightest little blood stains here and there, and there's like bullet holes that are kind of like slightly hidden, but now that you know what to look for, you kind of spot them immediately. The him steps forward, the other two kind of stepping up behind him, mirroring the V formation. He just says, "I heard y'all got a lot of contraband on this here vessel." You can see him just kind of eye you.
Are you talking about these boots? I can assure you. I actually paid full price, but thank you. Thank you very much.
He gives you a very sleazy up and down. Go ahead and make a charm check for me.
Oh, God. I got 84. I think that was a big
A fail?
Hard fail.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So no worries. No worries on the fail. You can see him just undressing you with his eyes, but it's not in a way MawlEah has like having weaponized her sexuality enough. I've decided not to name these characters. They will just be known by their pronouns, which there's definitely some right-wing YouTube channel who's like predicting this exact future. Like he's like, they won't have identities, it'll just be pronouns. But anyway, yeah, he's like, yeah, I can't make my wife come, and I don't understand this. Anyway, we're
Babe, where's the boob?
Oh man. Sorry for making it political on this podcast set in a far future capitalist dystopia. So you have failed your charm check here. You can see this guy just undressing your eyes. MawlEah, not undressing your eyes, undressing you with his eyes. Maybe he's undressing your eyes. We don't know what he's into. He
Undress my eyes.
Yeah.
Cell says.
Take my fucking eyes out. I don't give a fuck. Skull fuck me. Anyway. It's going off the rails, guys. This is going great. Oh, we are not that far into this episode.
Oh, you like that?
So, MawlEah has weaponized her sexuality enough to know when she's kind of getting what she needs, from her potential marks. In this case, you haven't quite achieved that level of like him vying for your approval and attention. He is like definitely attracted to you, obviously, but he's not like, it's not really going to affect his decision making in the ways that you're used to. So I'm going to say that MawlEah can immediately clock that. He's just going to kind of take a step forward. I'm trying to think of something sleazy to say. He's like, should be illegal to have them titties. He's a space pirate, guys. He's not a poet. So he says that, and
Can I respond?
in a moment. But then he, I'm trying to create something here. He says that amazing line. And then he takes another further step onto the ship as his two cronies step up with him. And he says, no, but I heard that you came across some guns that weren't yours. We'll be confiscating those from you now. Happy to let you off with a warning, though, on account of you being so... And he looks you up and down in like a very greasy way, and he goes, agreeable.
I do a little shimmy. Like, oh! And I go, right, this way, follow me. But I turn around and make eye contact with all the other people, kind of like I'm not gonna, like my eyes are screaming that I'm not gonna take him to the guns, but I'm taking him somewhere. And I'm kind of been like, help, but all of that with my eyes.
All right, go ahead and roll some dice for me.
I've got persuade and fast talk.
I understand, but this is neither of those.
Sleight of hand.
You know what? Go ahead.
Physical communication.
Let's say make an appearance check.
Ooh.
Okay.
That feels right.
Good at that.
Okay. Yeah. I got a 26.
Okay. A 26 for you that'll be a hard success. You guys are able to clock what MawlEah means by her facial expression here.
Walk this way. I'm slowly walking, but in the way where I'm like, and then you can add in like the sounds of clicking heels.
Don't tell me any of my fucking.
Go with that. So you know that it's squeaky boots.
Excellent Foley.
And I'm doing these like really subtle looks over my shoulders and like, and then like turning back around. It's ridiculous.
Would I know somewhere on the ship that if we happened to lock them in, they wouldn't be able to really do any damage to our stuff?
I'm not even gonna make you roll for that, given that you've been working on the ship for as long as you have. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
What kind of room would this be? What would we call it?
There would be basically, if you're looking for, so the criteria of this room just basically, you just need a place to lock them in where they can't really fuck with anything. Is that like what I understanding correctly?
Yeah.
Totally. So there'd be basically kind of like an access corridor that would kind of get into the bulkhead of the ship. So kind of like the exterior walls. You're like, so basically usually used to do like really hard technical work on like the radiation shielding or something like that. So yeah, that's probably the closest you could get to them not being able to fuck with the ship. Because like, yeah, sure, they could like fuck with the radiation shielding or try to blow a hole in the side of the ship, but that would kill them. So you definitely know that that's like an option.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go up to MawlEah and put my hand on her shoulder. I guess they've got us. I can show them where we put everything.
Oh no! They might. I guess. And I'm looking back, like all. Oh, I hope they don't know.
Like playing helpless.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so I just go, well, you know best.
I'll walk them over. It's okay.
So, what I will say, it does kind of sound like Maeve is actually making the fast talk check here. However, just to honor the groundwork that MawlEah has set up, and because I don't think Maeve has any skill in fast talk, I'll say MawlEah can make the fast talk check. I was going to give you a penalty dice because you failed your charm check. However, Maeve has helped you, has assisted you. So it's going to be a straight roll.
I think it's 101. It's a 10 and a 1.
Oh, no. 001 is a critical success.
Oh, never mind.
Hey.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
What is happening at this table?
You guys have tapped into something beautiful. Yeah, no problem. You can see, and it doesn't matter. She, her, he, him, they, them. You know, whatever you're putting out there is just totally like captivated them. They are just like so focused on you, and whatever, you know, you might have maybe missed the mark on trying to like charm them before, like you've kind of hit your stride now. Maeve, you can see that as well. I imagine you and MawlEah have worked together before. You've seen this kind of maneuver, and you can see that they've bought it. They've taken the bait.
Meanwhile, I'm pretending that my zipper right by my cleavage has gotten stuck in my hair. So I'm just jumping up and down, trying to get it out. Ow, ow. So they're looking at me.
You can track the pirates.
Yeah. Yeah.
The heads just bobbing in time,
Because
perfect
I kind
time.
of want to like distract it so they're not paying attention to any of the signage that's maybe on the door.
Yeah, for sure.
As their heads are bobbing up and down, Sel just takes a really quick look to see if they have anything on their waist or on their person, just to take a little look and see, what's on your person?
Yeah, go ahead and make a spot hidden check for me.
95.
You don't see anything worth taking. In fact, you know that you were told by Harvest that they were armed, but you have no idea where they're keeping their guns.
All right. Well, I guess I will take you folks down. This is honestly, frankly, a little embarrassing. All right, Harvest, can you open up the passageway for me?
Oh,
And
sure,
let these
yeah.
fine folks in.
Yeah.
These fine folks.
It's really important that we let them in to show them the guns that we keep down here. Please, Harvest. Please open the door, Harvest. Please.
And I'm trying to like intonate to Harvest that I want him to open the door long enough for them to go in and then slam it shut behind them before I'm in there.
I'm twisting a lock of my hair in. Can he know that when I twist the left side of my hair like this, I'm like,
Let's
that's what that
resolve
means.
the Maeve situation, because we can say that MawlEah would have tried to communicate that to Harvest, but the relationship I'm guessing between the two of you would not have been as solid as Maeve and them. Maeve, go ahead and make a dice. Give me a sec. You know what? Make a sysops check.
Could I make a...
How about this?
Mm.
How about from my spot,
Oh, you...
I get into the ship system and I automatically open the door from where I'm at. So it looks like Harvest did it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. We can say that. Yeah, for sure. So Maeve, you lead them into this kind of isolated bulkhead.
All right, well, folks, it'll be up in here. We thought it would get past your discerning eyes if we put it on the outside section of the ship, but obviously we just weren't nearly smart enough to get this past you.
Oopsies.
All right, Betty Boop from Down Under. He just
Betty Boop.
yeah, Betty Boop. Betty Boop from Down Under. Oh yeah, we might have whoopsie can. Yeah, so him looks at you, Maeve, and he says, don't worry, darling. We've been in this business for quite a long time. Don't you even fret your pretty little head about it.
Oh,
just call me
I
pretty?
won't.
Cell pipes up and says, who are you talking to?
I mean, I was...
Obviously me.
And I'm not saying that in a way to ask. Cell's saying that in a way to know. Who are you talking to?
Sal, it's all right. I'm sure that the fine folks didn't have any nefarious intentions. Let's get them about their business.
Good.
You guys are
Good you're here,
fully
Maeve.
in the bulkhead. What's the plan to trap them in there?
So what's in that room? Tell me more about this room.
It's basically nothing. So it's kind of like this is the hull of the ship is like a double. What's what I'm looking for here? It's like a double-sided hull. So there is an empty space between them. It's not typically a space that you guys occupy for obvious reasons. It mainly will go in there, just like I said, to try to fix radiation shielding, or if an actual hole has been blown in the ship, then you can seal off that specific section so it doesn't depressurize the entire ship, and then do the weld from the inside.
So is there different partitions within here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we basically just make sure we're a good distance? Can I hold the other two back so that if Marmot was to then close a partition, they'd be stuck in it and we would be outside of where they were?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Could I do a dodge check?
This wouldn't really be dodging.
Okay. That is a 95.
A 95. Okay, I'm going to make
Ugh.
a quick check for these guys. Go ahead and you do yours with a bonus dice, suffice it to say.
It's a 65, which is still a fail on sleight of hand.
Okay. Marmot, you're watching, and you can see that the distance just isn't quite right. What are you guys doing?
So we're docked, right? The ship is still outside in space. It's not like a Star Wars situation where we're inside of a larger ship.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Cell tells him, who are you talking to? Maeve came in and stepped in. We diffused that. But Cell says, no, who are you talking to?
And him kind of puffs up a little bit, and he just says, who the hell are you talking to, old man?
Him. And let me tell you something, him. How about you walk down that corridor, you'll find out.
Does Celery have a goal in mind here?
The Celery wants him to walk down the corridor. So little mama can close the door really quick.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make an intimidate check for me. So you rolled a 36, but your intimidate is 15.
Yeah, I don't have anything. It's just
So
15 there.
that is a fail unless you want to try to push it. Nope, not necessarily. So you can use luck. You can reduce your luck score by the amount it would need to make you have a success. Now your luck score is just permanently reduced to that unless you gain more luck for whatever reason. Pushing means that you're going to try to roll again, but you have to justify how you're trying, and there's a pretty dire consequence if you fail.
It's about to be a good time.
I think that it's so low.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
I have an idea. I have persuade. I wonder if I can I want to have a fake fight that distracts him, that we have to take it out. We got to take it outside because we're having a fake fight, and that gets us out.
Nice boots, Molly.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry
How
for?
dare you?
You two are always at each other's throats. This is such a serious situation. Why are you two on this right now?
Wait, is it us two or is it one of us?
It's-
Because we know it's one of us.
Oh, I can't even handle this right now. You know what? We got to take, in the words of my forefathers, and well, 4 times 10 to the power of about 312.
400 fathers.
Let's take this outside. Oh, there. I gotta fuck you up.
Go ahead and make a fast talk check because all of you are working together. You can do so with a bonus dice.
A 20.
So 26.
26. Fast talk is 36.
So that's a regular success.
Because of the 18. I get it. I think I finally figured out how to tell what kind of success or failure.
There it is. Hey. Hell yeah.
We got there.
Yeah, fucking awesome. So you guys start this basically like fake altercation. And you can just see him just put his hands up, and like as you guys start to like gain some distance, he just chuckles condescendingly and he's oh, let's not fight now. Marmot, he is absolutely like they've managed to now create the distance. They are in like another section of the ship.
I shut it down.
The airlock doors come down.
Can I cut off oxygen to that room?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Haha, you fucks.
So,
Tell
murder. What do we think,
Tell 'em.
team? Yeah.
Little misogynistic asshole
So
thinking we
Tell 'em.
don't know what
rude.
we're doing.
Tell him.
So rude. And
Tell
like,
him.
didn't even know that these boots are actually, what brand did he say? It was the wrong one. I can't even remember. Idiots.
So you're cutting off. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. So it's just like a 100% thing you can do.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we
We've
all
messed
press
with these guys before.
Yeah. Can we press the button together like a space family?
It sounds like something that like Marmot is doing. As you're saying that,
Yeah.
you guys are saying that, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, these guys misogynistic fucks. You hear the banging on the door.
Push it now. Push it. Kill them.
And you get the sense that he already pushed it as
already
the
done.
knocks.
Oh my God. This has never happened before. Guys.
Molly, get it together.
Just don't tell me what to do.
Get it together. Take 3 deep breaths. Count with me. Inhale.
Yeah. That's gross. That sounded gross.
Exhale.
You don't expect me to inhale and exhale like that, do you?
Molly, this is not a debate.
So,
This is
yeah,
for
you're
your
right. This is a
assistance.
crime.
So
My name is Cell.
You
Not
got
based
I-
on, I will let everyone decide individually. Your character's past actions. You can decide whether letting 3 people asphyxiate slowly warrants a sanity check.
Yeah. For me, probably.
Okay, go ahead and make a sanity check then.
Okay.
Celery is shaking his head. Well, Dave is shaking his head, which I'm
All right.
interpreting
I
as
got
no
a
for Celery.
51.
Celery will not be making a sanity check. Celery's 126.
Yeah.
Celery's been around the block.
Celery's asphyxiated tons of people.
I've never asphyxiated anyone. I myself have participated in activities that are parallel to asphyxiation, but like recreational.
right.
So it doesn't count, but just the concept of like slow cooked murder is just a bit much. So
What
You fail?
fast
I
cook?
think
Okay, but
you
I got a
compare it to
50.
the power score.
power. I didn't really know what I was doing. So my power is a 20.
Right, you rolled a 50.
Rolled a 51.
So you fail. You fail.
Okay.
Take 1 point of sanity damage.
I think Maeve needs to roll one, not necessarily because she's disturbed by it, but I think maybe the power of it that she's won.
Ooh, interesting. All right, I'm into it. Yeah, go for it. Marmot, what do you think?
Well, I'll just say that the motivation behind it, obviously, we fucking hate the Void Hounds.
For
We've
sure.
messed with them before.
but also just the way that guy was looking up and down Molly. But you know about my character, so let's talk about it. What do you think?
I'll tell you what. On one hand, I think this is a big deal to like, kind of like knowingly asphyxiate someone, even if you feel like justified and righteous in the moment. On the other hand, I could also see, because of how Marmot did it, kind of would almost feel like a video game. There'd be like a bit of like separation there. A
little bit of distance, yeah.
So, highs or lows?
Let's go highs, baby.
I also feel like Marmot would be really proud because Cell is like, dude, get it together to Molly. So
Right.
Like,
Marmot
that
that would be a question of like whether Marmot would show. And sorry, what did you pick?
Highs.
In that case, I rolled a 7 out of 10. So I'm going to let you decide. No, I'm just kidding. I will.
Nothing gets decided.
Nothing gets decided. I mean, if it's up to me, you get the final say. No, I'm just kidding. I will say that it would probably just feel a lot like a video game. And as Celery was saying, kind of like with you, like looking up to Celery, you're like, okay, this is great.
I come out kind of like high adrenaline, like, whoa, that was so cool. Oh my God. Molly, that was amazing. You did such a good job.
I just stand over there.
To wrap up a loose end, Maeve failed.
Failed the sanity check.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I will get you to lose a point of sanity, not necessarily out of guilt, as you say, or terror, but I'll kind of let you decide. Like there's this moment where, much like Marmot not having to make a sanity check for this reason, because there has been this kind of external validation, you get this internal validation, this victory. So you have lost a point of sanity because there's something cemented in your mind equating this destruction with victory.
I bested them. I beat them. I won. We won.
Yeah,
we did.
You did really good, sweetie.
Thanks.
I knew that these boots were an investment. So smart.
They really are. They return on investment of 4%.
So I can't. God.
There's an incoming message from the officer.
Answer message. Goop.
You're. I'm just picturing Celery just
Old
saying
people
that.
and technology, man. I tell you.
Celery's just saying that sound and crude.
Celery, they disabled that feature like 30 years ago. Stop saying it.
We used to have something called Bluetooth. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Don't talk to us about that. That's something my grandparents used to complain about.
Blah, blah.
There is a message that comes through to your personal data centers, and it just says, buyer will meet you on the ship, and I have another job lined up for you.
Oh.
Okay, we're working.
I guess I got some work to do to get us rolling again.
Just wondering about the do we just not use that part of the room anymore? What are we doing with them?
Well, I mean, the door's closed.
I know, but we just keep it closed now.
Would we be able to open it up and see if they like had anything on them that we could take, and then maybe from there like raise up the radiation shield for that area or something, and just let them like
slowly cook?
Yeah.
Are they still? They are dead, right?
They're dead.
They're dead. I wonder, because what if they're fake dead?
They won't be.
I don't know. I heard legend that there's these things called movies, and they used to be about like dead people that were alive, called Zmabi, something with the Z sound, ancient cultural tradition from the people that used to live on Earth. What if it happened?
I have a similar fear. I do recall something like this, though. I can reflect on it. I do believe because they're, if I'm not mistaken, I do remember reading about this.
Yeah.
There could be the possibility that they're still alive.
Should we put on our space suits the suits that we wear when we go on walkabouts, but in space.
You mean our jackets?
Yeah, but the kind that like body jackets, like a jacket for your whole body.
Like a vac suit is what you're referring to.
The vac suit. Shall we get the vac suits on? And then can we just walk in? Because there's no air. We keep it that way. But we're the only ones that have air because of the vac suit.
That might cause some problems with the rest of the ship just opening the door like that. But I mean, I can put air back in.
Yeah, I think put the air back in.
Yeah.
If they're still alive, they'll be severely weakened.
I do really recall this, though. Like, I do recall studying this. Like, can I make a library use check? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I studied this. I could tell you if they'll come back alive.
I'm going to watch how he does the search. And if he does it in the oldest person way possible, I will make my own library check. You know when you watch someone Google something and it's like, that is not
It's not
how
that's
you
not how you do
search
it. Yeah,
for something.
Absolutely.
61. And my thing is 65. I pass.
You pass.
Yes.
Okay.
So I go on Google. I say, Harvest.
Nano Google.
Yeah.
Nano Google.
Harvest.
It's legally distinct from Google.
Actually, Ask Jeeves has come
Yeah,
back.
it's Ask Jeeves, exactly. But I'm old. Harvest.
Yeah.
I need your help.
Okay.
I need you to look up something for me. It's on Ask Jeeves. I need you to ask Jeeves.
Okay, well, I can use, there's a cached version of the Galactinet. What is it? What is it you want? I guess I'm only good for, when you need something, but okay.
You got to turn on the machine.
What does that mean? Why are you talking nonsense?
Well, I know that when I need to search something, I need to turn on the machine first. Is the machine on?
The machine, yeah, okay, the machine's on. Yeah, I turned it on. I'm a machine. I'm the machine.
Okay. Is the cords plugged in?
Marmot, go ahead and make your library use check.
Okay, that's a regular success.
Regular success. On a regular success. And eventually you get there too, Celery. You learn that although hypoxic endurance varies, and this is not me reading a Google result that I just did right now, in case this is just off the dome, a person can lose consciousness in 40 seconds and die within a few minutes. And that's at ambient oxygen levels as low as 4 to 6%. With like oxygen levels being 0%, like these guys are at the very least unconscious, especially given the amount of time you guys have been kind of, chin wagging over this, and they're almost certainly dead.
Harvest. Thanks. We got it. You can turn off the machine. So, Marmot.
You don't know what you don't know what you're saying.
No, keep it on. Keep it on. We need it.
All right, well, let's Harvest open the door. Let's check them out.
I pulled off my other boot.
You open the door. They're dead as fuck.
All right, can I search them for anything? Like, would they have any extra, like their weapons? Like, can I find what they were?
Yeah, totally. So you search them.
Money they had on them?
Yeah, for sure. So
credits?
the guy's like, I'm not going to make you roll for it because I'm presuming you're just going to be kind of like take your time and be thorough about this. Mm-hmm. They all have Glock pistols. So they're functionally identicals to the one that you have. As far as that, I think 2 of them have medium knives. So you can mark that down as 1d6 damage. And then I'm actually going to write this down too because I have a tendency of forgetting this.
Sorry, what was the damage on that?
1d6, that's correct. Yeah,
And would
1d6
that
plus
be
a damage bonus.
Brawl?
That'd be brawl to use these. 2 medium knives. And then them was carrying a cred stick.
Ooh.
Which had 190 credits on it.
Can I, is that what you found? And I want to find things.
What's your dex, Molly?
60.
And what's your dex, Maeve?
70.
Okay. Make a spot hidden check, Molly.
That's a fail? pretty confident that's a fail.
That's a fail.
Because
Okay.
of how I understood, I think. I don't actually know if I understood it.
Yeah.
It's a fail.
That's a fail. All right. So yeah, on a fail, we're gonna leave it up to Maeve. Maeve, what you do with that the cred stick with 190 credits on it?
Are you trying to take the cred stick away from me?
Maeve, you find it first, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I just eyed it. I was like, the credit.
Well, you might not have seen it. We're gonna let Maeve decide what
Okay.
she does with it.
So what would the general financial situation of the ship be? Like, do we have the money for repairs and to feed ourselves? Like, do we get paid by the officer? Or are we in a dire way?
The officer has basically, you guys are all in a type of debt to the officer that is difficult to calculate financially. The officer is providing services for you to keep you safe that are basically kind of requiring constant upkeep on their part, or they're implying that is the case. So it's not quite a situation where, if you were like working for a company like Astral Adventures, for instance, where, you have a debt and you are a defaulted laborer and you are working towards paying off that debt. It's kind of more of a nebulous thing. That being said, as far as like the money situation, you guys are given, kind of like a stipend to live off of. And then there is an account that you can kind of request access to for ship repairs. But it's something that the officer kind of implies that the more money that they have to pay to keep the ship in good repair, kind of the longer you guys are going to be stuck working for him.
I think because Maeve has recently come into this life, she has very little of her own, kind of exhibited by that she's still wearing her old work outfit and not just normal clothing. So I think she's going to keep the credits.
Okay. You failed your spot hidden check there, Molly, so you do not see this occur.
All right. Well, who wants the... do we each want... You said it was three handguns?
Yeah, 3 handguns.
All right. Well, I guess each of y'all get a handgun if you want it, and then I'm going to keep one of the knives, but if someone else wants a knife, they can have that.
I've already got a knife.
Sal's taking a handgun.
Okay.
I think
For
we're
sure.
all taking a handgun, Sal.
Molly, put on your
You'll
boots.
get one.
Put on your boots.
I'm not putting them back on. You heard how there was a lot of sloshing. You don't want me to put my boots back on.
Oh,
Marmot,
God.
are you sure you can handle a handgun?
Oh, yeah, I can definitely handle. I
boy.
got one of my own.
But your hands look so small.
Molly, why are you watching his hands?
Excuse me, Sal. Don't talk to me that way. How dare you?
How dare me? You're
dare
judging little
you?
mama's hands.
You guys, bickering amongst yourselves, you distribute the firearms and knives. Maybe kind of figuring out what you're going to do to cook these bodies in radiation in the future. Regardless, we're leaving them for now. Maeve, at some point, you find yourself back in the engine room, however briefly, whether you guys are going to go, hand off the weapons to the actual buyer. Or no, the buyer's coming to you. So whether this happens before or after, that handoff goes pretty smoothly. There's kind of like a series of like code words and passphrases that are exchanged. They take the weapons. There's not a direct exchange of money with that handoff because you know that most of this deal has already been done kind of behind the scenes. So the weapons are taken off the ship. Maeve, in your personal data center, not necessarily connected to the ship or connected to the ship's network as much as you decide it is, you see a message from a Jesse Carmel.
You always had interesting timing. I guess I'll open it up.
There's no hello. There's no I'm sorry. It's been so long since last we talked. It just says, I found her. I finally found her. And your employer found me. I think together we can bring her home.
Together? Now? Not when this first happened and you couldn't admit that you were wrong? Now? When I'm running away as well, Harvest, can you send a reply?
Of course. What do you want to say?
Just tell Dad that I'll let him know when I'm ready.
Okay, sweetie. How many swear words do you want me to put in there?
Don't put any.
None. You're such an angel. Okay, dear. Yeah, I'll send the reply right away.
Okay. Can you shut down my end of the computer? I'm gonna head back up to the main deck.
Of course, sweetie. Of course. If you
Thanks,
ever need
Harvest.
anything, you know I'm always here for you to talk to.
In a platonic sense.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I meant. Because I was thinking that exactly the same thing. It's like how platonic is what I wanted this to be as well. It's like,
Harvest.
no, completely agree.
Harvest.
I was thinking it would be weird if you didn't want it to be platonic is what I was thinking.
Harvest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome as a friend. Yeah. So you reconvene with the rest of the crew. The details from the officer come through on the meetup with the new job, basically like a meetup to get briefed on the new job.
Molly, put on your boots right now.
Ugh, they're so wet inside. From the background, you just hear.
You need more boob.
I'm running low. Jem, we talked about this. You owe me another bottle. Again.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are you using the boob for?
You don't want to ask him. You know what, actually? Ask him. You're a new member of the crew. You deserve to know. What are you doing with the bloob?
I have 11 fingers on one hand.
I told you.
That's all you need to know.
He lays it out there and you pick it up.
You guys are given the meetup spot. The name of which is a bar on the station here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say Dave. Dave, give me a letter of the alphabet.
Q.
This is the querulous Roomba. So the querulous Roomba is a tavern in the station, kind of on the other side of the station. So you will have to make your way there. Are you guys you gonna go straight there? Anything else you want to do?
All right, I'm ready.
I told you to put your boots on. Taking so long.
Joel, shut the fuck up. I got them on. All right. Ah, fuck. I put them on the wrong feet.
Of course you did.
Give me a second. Anyway, 10 minutes go by. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
You guys are heading to the querulous Roomba. Making your way through the station, you can see this is very much an independent vibe going on, right? When you are traveling in a gate station, like a beam gate station, you were in the Gate City sector. That probably would have been the one you would have traveled with the most as a crew. Gate Sec is there, the Navy is there. There's just like a very official government presence, and there's a different vibe to a station that is, for all intents and purposes, essentially outside USC law in any enforceable way. This being an independent station, they've contracted their defense and security to CorpSec. CorpSec, the basic CorpSec agents are operating with essentially no oversight. So while there is an air of, kind of like this very libertarian-esque freedom, there's also everyone seems a little bit on edge, as CorpSec, in a lot of these scenarios often just acts as yet another gang, yet another extortion racket. Nonetheless, you make your way through the station, you enter the querulous Roomba, and you guys know that there is a booth at the back that has been reserved for the specific meetup that the officer has communicated to you. You make your way there, and you can see a figure behind this kind of like frosted glass, like sitting in the booth, which itself is kind of up on a raised dais. As you enter, you go to open the glass doors that keep the booth private from the rest of the bar. The frosted glass, as you open it, becomes not opaque, see-through, yeah, it becomes like transparent, there we go. And Maeve, you see your father sitting there.
So you didn't think to send the message any sooner?
He looks up and his eyes kind of go wide a little bit, and the years have not been kind to Jesse Carmel. However long it has been since Maeve has seen him or heard from him, his eyes are sunken. There are deep black bags under them. His skin is pale. The veins kind of like showing in his skin, not in a way that, kind of implies some sort of like healthy cardiovascularity there, but just in this everything just seems kind of exposed, and it's almost like skeletal look to his face, like somebody who's just not sleeping, not eating what they should. And he just kind of looks at you and he says, I sent that message days ago. I'm sorry, Maeve. I sent it days ago, but you weren't in reception.
Yeah, because some of us are on the run and have dangerous fucking people after us. Why are you here? They're gonna come after you too, and then who's gonna go look for her?
It's not. And you can just see him kind of like, almost like dissociate for a second.
God, you look like shit.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say here. I don't know what to do here. I think I found her. I think I found Abigail, finally. And I looked for you too, I know you told me in that last message you sent me, you said you didn't think I did, but I did. I did look for you too, and I don't know, I don't know, you spent so much money looking for Abigail, like I couldn't help you with your troubles, and I'm sorry, I don't know, It
was always Abigail. She did exactly what you wanted her to. You went to the exact school that you wanted her to. And then when she turned away from everything, all of a sudden it mattered to you that we weren't a family anymore. We weren't all together anymore. So excuse me for thinking it a bit rich that you're here. How did you know where I was?
I didn't. But this guy that, I don't know, he only calls himself the officer. He reached out to me and, look, please sit down, okay? I'll buy you all dinner and a drink. These are your friends?
These are my coworkers. Everyone, this is my father.
I mean, nice to meet you, sir.
He goes, hi, I'm Jesse Carmel.
Apparently has something to do with the officer now. So we'll deal with that business.
Anyone who would like, except for you, Maeve, obviously, can make an intelligence check. Yeah, can make an intelligence check. Celery, you can do so with the bonus dice.
I got 9.
Ooh, I also got an extreme success.
Extreme success. Hell yeah.
This was 9 before.
Molly is shaking her head no. Celery, you would know the name Jesse Carmel. You'd know that name intimately because of your interest. Like you are paying attention to the goings on in the Promethean Highway. Jesse Carmel is was at the very least a very noteworthy independent journalist. Kind of specialized in exposing corporate corruption, especially as it interacted with the Assembly, the main legislative body of the United Soul Council. He basically nuked the careers of a number of assemblymen he could basically prove that they had been taking bribes, and that was what made his career. He actually became very, very successful for that. On an extreme success on an intelligence check, you would know that his daughter Abigail at some point, seemed to be following in his footsteps, but then stories kind of broke of her denouncing her father's ways, word of her joining a fundamentalist sect of the Church of His Light, which is a very popular soul-centric religion from the Promethean Highway. And then there was a scandal and an implication because there was a terrorist attack on the Persephonean Gate, which left like hundreds dead. And Abigail was heavily implicated in it, and then she disappeared. And then people just stopped hearing from Jesse Carmel. There was basically dropped off the face of the earth. Marmot, you would know this because it would have seemed like something Celery would be into.
Totally.
Oh my God, it's that guy.
It is. But hey, tap MawlEah quick. Tap MawlEah so MawlEah's listening. I look at both of you, and in a low voice I say, you need to be quiet.
What?
We need to be quiet.
Oh, sorry. My boots were loud.
You need to be quiet in here.
Okay.
And then I try to communicate to you folks without speaking. They are listening. Well, I don't know if you hear me, but I say they are listening.
Are you not talking but just moving your lips?
I'm just moving my lips. They are listening.
Marmot, go ahead and make a read lips check.
Oh, it's so close.
All right. I'll do it. I'll burn some luck.
Hell yeah.
There's so much luck.
Ah, fuck it.
You can also push it, but if you fail, you kiss. I won't tell you who you kiss. You just kiss somebody. Somebody at some point in the future.
Pass the bloob.
Harvest is like me.
All right. Boy, I don't know how to to explain to you how I'm going to push this because I'm just perceiving it. I think I go back to some of my lip reading training and go, okay, yeah, those are the certain mouth movements. Try and look at the whole body, get some speech reading here.
Okay, gotcha. So on this pushed roll, regardless of success or failure, you're going to understand what Celery is saying to you. On a failure, though, you're going to repeat it at full volume while you're trying to figure it out.
Can I choose to fail it?
No. Maybe. Well, let the dice decide.
Not by choice. I did fail it.
I see. So
they're listening? Who?
Who's listening?
We won't speak of this again.
Because they're listening.
How about you take off your boots?
But this is the last time. Do you understand?
Put on some headphones to try and drown out that noise.
So Jesse is just kind of watching this exchange, just totally nonplussed, and then just thank you. And then just looks at you, Maeve, with this very quizzical expression. Just
We don't all choose our coworkers and then stab them in the back for profit, Father.
Ooh. Well.
Sorry, sir. I know we just met, but burn.
He just kind of closes his eyes and he takes a deep breath, and you just see him just try to let it go. And usually, a comment like that, you and your dad would then be fighting alley cats, right? You guys would just be at each other's back. But there's just this air of fatigue and defeat to him that you're not familiar with. You've never seen as much of a tool as Jesse could be. There was always this spirit, this fire within your father, and it's just not there anymore. Something has taken that away.
I, seeing this, decide to look around the room. I just decide to look around the room, and I'm just trying to observe and see if there's anyone else present, if there's anyone else listening, if there's anyone else that I can't see with just the pure naked eye.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and make a spot hidden check.
Which eye?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah,
or the small one?
Yeah. Your apple or your blueberry?
I'd say the blueberry.
Okay. It's the one that sees deep.
It's successful.
Regular success. On a regular success, you don't spot anything with the naked eye.
Even my My blueberry eye.
Even your blueberry eye. On a regular success, you don't see anything.
My apple eye, it's pretty blurry.
Apple eye, it's not doing great. It's it's not. You're not passing a driving test with apple eye for sure.
Can I? It's 33, and my next success is 30. Can I use 3 luck?
Yeah, to make it a hard success.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. Can I use a hard success with my blueberry eye?
Yeah, for sure. You don't see anything. No, just kidding. On a hard success, as you really just focus that little blueberry around, and you kind of do one quick pass, because you're in an enclosed booth, right? Like it's like frosted glass. So you're like, okay, well, there's obviously no one else in here with us. Quick lap around, no obvious cameras, although those can be quite small. And then on a hard success, you just look up and you see in the light fixture, there's 3 black dots. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's just the little things that are holding the light fixture in place, that I'm kind of seeing through the diffusing plastic bit on the top. And then you just notice that one of the third ones is just a little out of place.
Well, it's good to meet you, Jesse.
He says, hey, yeah, it's nice to meet you guys as well. Yeah, Maeve, I get it. Okay, yes, I get it. I'm sorry.
But just tell me what you're doing here with my boss.
I didn't come here because of your boss. Your boss found me here. I found a guy that's deprogramming, one of these deprogramming guys, and he's really good at getting people out of cults. And I figured, Abigail, she must have gotten in one of those like Church of His Light cults, So then this guy came to me and his credentials checked out. He said he could get her, he could find her. And so I gave him all the money he wanted, and I gave him everything he needed, and then he told me that he found her. And he pulls out his personal data center and he kind of hits a button and it starts projecting like an image. And then you see a star chart, where you guys are in the Initium system. And it shows you basically a few jumps away in real meat space, the Brugok system. And then he clicks on it and it goes to Steveled 4. He says, Steveled 4, this is real meat HQ. This is where they make everything. And like the real meat, they were, I don't know why she's in real meat space. I think it's real meat that, there's that thing. You remember they heard that they were like tied to the Jesuits? Remember that? You guys see that in the news?
I remember.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, they were tied to the Jesuits, and so
the Jesuits of Christ.
Yeah,
I remember well.
Yeah, so we think, okay, maybe she's in the Jesuits of Christ. So this guy Lucas Farin, that's his name. He we give him the money and he says, okay, I'm gonna infiltrate. I'm gonna go to Steveled 4. I'm gonna go to Gordo City. And I'm gonna find Abigail. And then, so I give him all the money and he says he's going to stay in touch with me. And, I'm like, how are you going to do that? Because, real meat, it's really difficult to get word in or out of real meat space, right? They keep it pretty locked down. So, but he manages it. And then, I don't know, it's just all of a sudden, all of his last message is just insane. Doesn't make any sense.
Did he learn a new language?
I mean, it's in English. So, look, I'll forward it to you.
No, it could just be he's pronouncing the words a little different.
Katie, I have texted it to you.
Do you want me to read it aloud?
It's up to you.
Do we know that she's got a message?
Is this Maeve reading this aloud as well?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I found her. I found her. I found her. The beast broke the world, read and screamed darkness into my soul. I found her. I saw it, but it didn't see me. Blinded, blinded, blinded. All I found her. I will go down into the depths and kill. I found her and lost me. I found her. I found. I'm not me anymore.
I haven't heard anything since he sent me that.
That's horrifying. Are you here to hire us to go after him? Are you sending me there?
And he just looks at you with the same kind of trepidation that you see in someone's face when you've caught them in a lie. There's this fear and guilt, and you know even before he nods that yes. I know she was the big sister, but you always kept her out of trouble, you know?
I'll go, but not because you're asking or hiring me to, but because she is all the goodness I ever knew. And I owe her a debt far bigger than what I owe some officer.
He just kind of nods. This is like this pale, like his face is just pale, and there's just kind of this like nervous sweat gathering the base of his hairline. And he says, okay. Oh my God. And he just, his shoulders sag with relief as you say you'll do it. And he turns to the rest of you and he says, hey, look, I mean, I talked to your boss, to this officer guy, and he says, like, it's not like I didn't do anything, you know, I negotiated. I said, if you do this, he says, you're all square. You're all good to go. You don't need to work for him anymore if you do this.
What?
All of us? Square?
Yeah, he says, like, I arranged this, and he looks to you, Maeve, kind of like desperately. And again, this is very acharacteristic of your father, right? This is very atypical of him looking to you for approval or forgiveness, perhaps. But just, yeah, no, I organized it. All the debts, everything's all squared. You guys, you'll be good to go after this.
Holy shit. Let's get those free drinks. I think you owe us a couple.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, I never told you what I did, but I have a feeling that this might be a really dangerous job if we're all scotch-free by the end of it. I'm worried.
How are you paying for these drinks?
I got some pocket money left over.
You just been holding on to it, waiting for us to come by?
I mean, look, drinks are not that expensive. Like, I mean, I say I'm broke. I mean, I'm not like I can't buy drinks for people broke.
Well, you all are more than welcome to stick around with our generous benefactor. But if we're going to be going to God knows where, I have some repairs to do on the ship. If I make it back, and I mean if Abigail is with me, we can talk then. Goodbye. And Maeve leaves.
You can see him as you go to leave. He like reaches out his hand, but again, it's just that it's like looking at like the ghost of your father while he's still alive. There's just such a distance between this like driven, fiery man, you know, for better or worse. He would be like very stubborn, and just watching him just kind of like weakly hold out his hand to you as you walk away. This like unspoken request for you to stay, but it does remain unspoken. Maeve makes the way back to the ship.
Yeah, I'll have her meal as well.
The rest of you have some drinks. This might come as a shock to you guys. Jesse is not good company. He's not very engaging. He will kind of like speak if he's spoken to, but he seems completely off in another world, basically the entire time. It does get you guys like a decent meal. It's all like synthetic, like, so it is real meat, proteins that you guys are eating. All of the alcohol, you know, is all like synthetically, like everything's like vat grown, made in a lab kind of thing, nothing organic. So he's not, you do believe him, Celery. Like he is like broke. It's just kind of not, when he's talking about broke, knowing what you would have known about Jesse's wealth previously, like what he means by broke and what normal people mean by broke are like very different things, right? Like he's broke in the sense of like I can't go to the resort, like 3 times a year. We have to cut it back down to like once every 2 years. That's broke, as opposed to broke, which the rest of us might mean, which is like I'm licking empty ketchup packets for dinner, so
Mood.
mood. Yeah, mood as hell. You guys have the rest of your meal. Anything that you guys wanted to wrap up with, Jesse?
Jesse, I wonder, you haven't been overly outspoken tonight, but I want to know, did you get to sit down and have a chat with our dear benefactor?
No, all of our communication has been remote.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
You look like so old. And like, this guy's, Sal, he's really cool. He's really old, but he doesn't look like as old as you. How'd you get to look so old?
Marmot, were you raised in a barn?
No, I was raised in Gate City.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord.
I got a question. You been reading articles lately?
Every now and then.
You read the Altaric lately?
Yeah.
Yeah. Read that article about real meat. Something about them funneling money or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the funneling money to the. Well, I mean, I know Agatha Ragsbrittle was basically saying that she didn't know about it, and they're trying to deny that they did it. But yeah, no, I mean, it seems pretty incontrovertible.
You ever see Agatha around?
Have I ever seen the CEO of Real Meat?
Yeah. You had a pretty big position. You did some cool work. I know about you.
I did a piece on Real Meat a few years back. That was like maybe the second or third time they got done for union busting. I know. Yeah, there's some kid. What's her name? Yeah, it was some kid. Kelsey Stevens. It's like working on, like they're doing more union busting now, but like it's kind of been overshadowed by this the ties to the Jesuits. I don't know. Why? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I remember reading the article and then knowing that we've been eating real meat proteins and everything, and a person just has to wonder, right? I know you did big things, and I know a little bit about your past. And I'm just curious as a journalist if you read up on other pieces, but importantly, you investigate. So a person just has to wonder what you do know,
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, like I've just been it's like very focused on finding my daughter, It's just.
What would have happened if Maeve had said no?
Go ahead and make a persuade check for me.
I think that's just like a regular success.
On a regular success, you can see he was kind of like, you asked him that question, Celery, just what he knows. And he's, yeah, sure. And then he just goes back to eating, and you just kind of float that question in like very conversationally, and you perfectly cadence it with that casualness that, it's not trigger any alarm bells, and not looking at you, just pushing, kind of the food around on his plate. He just goes, oh no, the officer said you guys couldn't say no. And then he kind of blinks and looks up at you guys. He's like, well, I mean, it's just because he's your boss, I think.
I mean, we couldn't say no. I think Maeve could have. What was really going to happen to you? I've like stopped eating. I'm like looking at him intently now.
So you're asking him.
Because I noticed that he got really relieved after. So I think my goal is that I want to know, what does our boss do to people who like fail?
Go ahead and make a persuade check. At this point, though, I'm going to say we're looking for an extreme success.
Okay.
What did you roll?
28.
28 is a hard success, not an extreme success. You need to get under 12.
Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. And then so I would have to spend enough luck points to
You have to spend 16 luck
Right,
points.
yeah, not doing that.
Right. You can see him just his eyes kind of go wide and he looks at you directly, Maeve, and then he clams up.
That's Molly.
Molly.
I think you've called her Maeve twice
Yeah.
in the last 2 minutes.
Well,
Everyone's name
Look.
starts with M.
Oh my god, it does.
Except
how
for
dare
Celery.
you?
Well, just so you
How
know,
dare you?
I presume maybe you'll be able to go back and just inlay Molly.
Oh no! I edit the dead space out to respect our audience's time. If I edit out all my fuck ups, I would never release an episode. So sorry, Molly. Yeah, so Molly, he looks at you and with this kind of wide eyed thing, he clams up and he will not engage with you guys for the rest of the dinner. Eventually, we'll just leave at some point without saying goodbye.
It's
I'm just
us
saying,
three.
that's not natural to look that old, that young, man.
He was so sweaty. I swear he could fit into one of my boots without even using the bloob. Gross.
Yeah.
You guys,
Y'all talking too loud. Be quiet. They're listening.
you do get something of a mission brief from the officer. In real meat space, the possession of long guns, so assault rifles, firearms, that kind of thing, is restricted specifically to real meat security employees known as MeatSec. Wanted to rip that Band-Aid off right now.
It's a very serious podcast.
It's very serious, guys. This is serious. This is a capitalist dystopia, guys. Okay, far future. Come on, keep it together. No, it's fine. So MeatSec, anyway, MeatSec keeps their guns in their meat sack.
Of course.
So basically you guys would have to ditch any long guns. They do allow personal firearms, but it's pistols. Basically pistols, pistol caliber only.
Dope.
So are you guys going to go back to the ship and get ready to leave?
Fuck it. This meal was all right. His company sucked. But you know what? I feel good about this new mission.
Yeah? How come?
Maeve takes it really personally. So I trust that she can make good choices for us. She seems really familiar with the area. And I practiced a lot of my early flight experience actually in meat sack air. I got to practice dodging the floating products. It was hard because they can grow really big hunks of meat.
I like that you think that's in space. That's what they grow. There's these polyps of fucking...
Isn't space really big?
You
could just
so in
avoid
ancient
it?
times they were called factory farms, but now they just fence off areas of space.
So
I don't know if that's true.
they
were just
Molly, make a fast talk
containers.
check. Make a fast talk check for me.
No, it was just containers. It wasn't meat grown in space. It was just the containers of meat.
Okay.
Remember you said that there was real meat floating around?
Outside of this station specifically. Yeah.
I practiced. That's where I practiced my flight.
Was at this station specifically?
Yeah. They have a co-op program with the
Put that in your canon, Brian.
It's going in.
the reason why is because it's a lot cheaper to get to deal with the damage of floating space-bound meat products than it is asteroids.
And would this be just discarded meat? So instead of having to incinerate it, they just put it out into space and they can make money
It's
off
the
a
it.
little
ones-
obstacle course. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, that's part of the co-op program. The kids that are chemists and stuff.
You guys make your way. I
Co-op
presume.
With who?
The local school.
I presume you guys make your way back to the ship unless there's anything on the station that you would like to do.
Cell starts walking to the ship and just looks on the ground to see if there's any dropped ID badges, any sort of identification cards on the ground. You never know. You never know what could be on the ground.
Just oops.
Yeah. Make a luck check, and then let me know if you roll under 10.
12.
A 12, very close.
Can I use 3 luck?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I use 3 luck.
Okay.
Hey.
You do see, as you are traveling throughout the station, you see some real meat employees. Basically, like they're kind of like huddled, like with themselves, kind of away from everybody else, not really chatting. And you do see a big burly looking guy in a meat sec suit come up and basically like just loom over this group of people who are kind of huddling and like talking amongst themselves. And they all just like, 2 of them look like pretty chastised and immediately just like fuck off, just like start walking off somewhere. And then the third guy just like stares up at this big guy, and he just grabs the real meat employee and then just like pushes him up against a wall, and again still doesn't really say anything, and then just shoves him away. And the guy like surly just goes off, like walks off into the distance. And you see in that altercation that the meat sec's ID badge kind of got knocked off and falls on the ground. Go ahead and make a spot hidden check for me as well. You see this ID badge. It's there for the taking. This is for something else.
Hard success.
Hard success. Okay, on a hard success, you're pretty switched on. Celery's paying attention to stuff, especially this article in Altarique that would have come out about the ties of real meat and the Jesuits of Christ. As you see him, kind of like just straighten his collar from this brief altercation with the other real meat employee, you can just see the collar, kind of like stretch down a little bit, and you see a tattoo at the base of his neck with the symbol of the Jesuits of Christ before he walks away. And then you snag the ID badge.
Oh.
You guys presumably get on the ship. Maeve, we'll deal with the logistics of the repair next time, but suffice it to say, the ship detaches from the station. You guys set the coordinates and begin your burn back towards the sun where your puny gate is orbiting. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Thanks for making it this far. So concludes episode 1 of season 1.5. This podcast is edited, mixed, and mastered by me, Brian Gashgarian. All the music in the podcast is composed by me. Special thanks to fellow Kinkanauts improvisers Carlin, MJ, Katie, and Dave for lending me their talent for this. You can find us on Insta, TikTok, and Twitch at The Stars Aren't Alright, or on Twitter at TSAA Podcast. But as a reward for making it to the end, I would like to remind you that a newborn kangaroo is the size of a lima bean. Most of all, thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Real meat.
Real meat.
Real meat.
Real.
I'm gonna design the meat
This
sex
is
thing
real
on this
meaty
stage.
episode.